Hey guys, this is Darling Mianette. We're working on a video tutorial today of how to draw and color curls. One of my watchers asked if I could do one of these, and since I didn't really cover curls very well in my hair tutorial, I decided why the heck not. So this is what we're gonna do. Um, I'm using the stupid airplane. There's this airplane going over. It's really, really loud. Hold on. Jeez. Okay, anyway. We're using this Key's head. This is what Key looked like before she had hair and a band and a lip ring. Yeah. I needed a head, so I just happened to have her on hand, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to use her. Okay. Let's see where to start. We're going to give her a curly hairstyle. I'm going to show you how I draw curls. The important thing to do when you're trying to draw hair is try to keep your strokes really fluid. You don't want to go like this. Because, no. Bad. I've seen so many people do that where they try to make each single little bit of hair, and look how awful that looks. I'm sorry, it has no flow to it. It doesn't look like hair. It looks like somebody put plastic hair on their heads. You can't do that. It's bad. I'm working on the wrong layer, of course. So, try to keep your strokes smooth. Just nice long strokes, like this. Be messy. I mean, it doesn't matter that all this is overlapping and going crazy because it's gonna go away. You're gonna ink over it and change it, and oh my god, there is another airplane! Why do I do this to myself? Okay, so she's supposed to have curly hair. What kind of curly hair am I gonna give her? Okay, first she needs bangs because I don't like staring at huge foreheads, and I'm not gonna make them curly. Just slightly wavy. See, look. Complete mess, but it works. Okay. Give her a little bit of a part there, and then go into the curls. I'm not doing anything really cool, I'm just squiggles, lots of squiggles. And as you work with curls, you just keep adding more to it. What's important to begin with is just to get the shape right of the curls. Don't worry about where the individual curls go so much. I'm like such an old hand at this now that I can just add them as I go along, and it works. But you're just looking for the general shape of things. See, I have this huge mass of curls hair, but I left this little bit right here pretty straight. I'm just adding to the curls as I go along, filling them out. I'm gonna get rid of this ear. It really annoys me. It doesn't need to be there. I'm gonna go over this whole area. Ah! That was not the right way to do that. I'm gonna go over this whole portion of her head with curls, so. I'm on the wrong layer. Of course I am. There. This is so I can hide this while I'm doing it. Get rid of everything I just put under her hair. I'll leave the top of her head for now until I finish fleshing this out. When you're doing the top of the head, the easiest way to go... Where is my color? I got the wrong color. Put your little part in. Go up off the head. Not like whole bunches. This is a little steep, but you don't want to have your hair right against the head, or it looks like they have super thin hair, and it doesn't work well. By lifting it off the top of the head, you're adding volume. See, I'm just adding things in as I go. I want to keep this line of her head, so I need to make some more curls out here. And it doesn't matter if you mess up and go over things, because eventually you're just gonna like add more anyway. See, I'm not being particularly careful or anything like that. See, now when I go back and erase everything that's under her hair, you'll see that even though it's like this huge mess, God, I'm so glad I gave her straight hair. I don't think I like her with curly hair. She has curls. I wasn't like really careful with how I did it, and there's some things I'm gonna have to fix. Like right here, I had 4 curls lined up in a row. That kind of stuff just happens. But yeah, you don't have to be like super careful placing every curl and worrying about how it all goes together. I think I'm gonna change her bangs and the top of her head. Now that I have all these pretty curls down at the bottom, I want more curls. Okay. So let's give her a clippy. Why not? Her head was somewhere up here, I think. I should have left her head in for this. Go back, go back. Yeah, it would have been like right around here. Oh, why do I keep doing that? See, messy. I'm not doing anything calculated, it's just throw curls on until you get the right shape and delete things as you go if you don't like them. There's no method to this madness, none. But it works. Okay, now we have our curls. It's a big sloppy mess and you're like, ew, I don't want to draw that way. Curls always look really crappy when you first do them. It's all in the inking and the coloring that they really start to take shape and look pretty full. Yay, pretty full. I don't like this curl. There, that's much better. You'll notice, I'll do an overlay here to show you, that my directions of my curls change constantly. Like this one goes that way. That one goes that way. But then you have some that go that way. Up, down, left, right. It changes all the time, and that's the most important thing to remember to do when you're working on curls, because if you have them all go the same way, it just doesn't look right. I mean, it's horrible. You have to remember to switch your directions. Okay, now the curls are kind of growing on me. She just needs shoulders. I took them away. Okay. Let's do a sort of a cleanup of this. I need some blue. Blue, 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 blue. This is one of the things I do when I'm going to ink something. I change the color, because that way, when you ink, it's easier to see where your new lines versus your old lines are. And this is going to be a really messy ink job because I'm not going to use my curve tools. I'm just going to do this really fast. Don't ink like this. I'm just trying to show you how. I should have done this with a pencil. Maybe I should do this with a line tool. This is crap. Okay, hold on. Yay, curve tool. I love the curve tool. It's really helpful. Ooh, that's really big. Let's use it too. Okay. As you ink, this is my spiffy tool. You work on picking out individual curls, fixing their direction, adding new ones in. You'll see that in this huge mass of curls, I'm picking and choosing the ones I want to bring out. And this is by no means a great inking job because already my lines are not going as uniformly as I would usually try to make them. Another important thing with curls is when you're going to make new curls, go off the curve of another one. See how I did this? I connected it. Oh, that's bad. That was a really, really bad curl. I'll go back and fix that. I love size inking tools, by the way. They really are awesome. I highly recommend it as an inking program to anybody. This is one of those things you have to do a lot when you're inking curls. You adjust, 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 adjust. Because if you don't have why can I not think of words today? If you don't have the curve of the curls correct, it'll become really, really noticeable. And here I'm going to add another curl again. So notice I'm going off the curve of the other curl. And then I'm adding in some back curls. Generally, the more flow you add to your curls, notice how this is all like S-shapes. Squiggly, squiggly, squiggly. The more appealing they are to the eye. Okay, I'm not going to ink her whole head because that would just be ridiculous. And it would take me like 4 hours. Trust me. What I will do is fix these and then I'll show you guys how to color. I'm just decreasing the line size here, fixing little bits. Okay, another important thing to hair, not just curls in general, is hold on, I gotta fix this. There. You want to vary your widths of your lines. Let me get rid of the rest of the hair for a second. Ew, never mind, leave it there. Notice how these are all pretty uniform. It's just big chunks. You don't generally want to leave it like that. I'll get rid of some of these back curls so you guys can see these a little bit better. You want to vary the widths of your hair sections. It's just more appealing to the eye. And hair is never uniform. It's made of lots of little tiny little strands, so it's good to have some variance. There's a little strand. Notice I'm working with the curves to add in some of this stuff. There's a little strand. And sometimes you can even do this. Notice I crossed my strand over. It was closer to this side to begin with, and then it went the other way. And this is a super, super sloppy job. I'm so embarrassed that this is mine. Normally I would spend so much more time just fixing this. Why is that line there? Delete, delete, delete. But since this is just a little crap mini tutorial, I'm not going to worry too much. Notice I'm fixing my curves. Trying to make them slightly more fluid. That works. I need some down here. I do not think I picked the right line width for these. Oh, let's do this the easy way. Select all. Width 1. There we go. What was I doing? Oh, okay. There. I have a curl. If you wanted to leave it like this and just clean it up, you can do that too. But that's how you would ink curls. It's just one big mass of squiggles. Lots and lots of squiggles. It's not nearly as hard as people seem to think it is. Okay, so did I really delete the blue off that? I did. Okay, let's change my blue back to a blackish color, because I'm going to show you how I would color it. I'm not going to color it with the lines because that's just way more difficult. Let's see, what color should we give her? She needs some hair. Let's make it kind of red-brown. That works. Let's see, I need a paintbrush. Ooh, I forgot that white was there. Hello, white. Maybe I'll just go for the face. This is a very bright red. I should have picked a darker one. I'll adjust it in a second. We're not going to get really obsessive here and like go around with an eraser cleaning all of this up, because I just want to show you how you go about coloring curls. Okay, I'll be a bit obsessive. Oh, I went over a curl. Normally I would really clean this up a lot more, but this is just an example and you guys don't want to sit here waiting for me to do this for like an hour. So I think I'm going to add a curl in there. I don't like that big missing spot. La 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 la. Okay. I should have had a little bit weaker of a eraser. There. I can clean it up and be sloppy and it don't matter. We're not going to be real specific about what I delete. As long as you guys get the general idea. Oh, I'm losing my voice. Sorry. I just got up a little bit ago. What time is it? It's like 11. And I haven't been talking since I got up, so my voice is kind of not worn out yet today. Okay. We're gonna work with this. So, where's my thing? This is our base color. Our nice red. To get our shadow, if you're paying attention over here on my little thing, you want to move towards the darker, more saturated side, and we want to work towards the cooler colors. Blue here is our goal, so we go the fastest way we can get to blue. This is going to be our shade. Our next shade below that. Our highlights go towards the lighter, less saturated end, and up towards yellow, because that makes them warmer. And for our supreme highlight, we want something way over here. This is our hair shades. It seems like a really wide range. We're going all the way from yellow to like purple, but trust me, it works. The important thing to start with is you just use a big brush like this. Let's say our light source is, I don't know, here. Oops. I forgot I locked it. That means our light is going to hit anywhere directly facing it, and our shadows are going to come up from the other side. So, let's see, I think on hair, the easiest way to go about this is to use your lights first. Okay, there's our light source. Lock this again. Really, really big brush. Try to remember where all of our light hits. Why is this brush not working the way I want it to? Oh well. And the same with this side of her head. Anything that would directly get hit by the light. Okay, then we go lay in the huge brush some of our shadows. These are the... Why is that not very dark? I think I need something darker. Oh, maybe it's because I turned down my brush a whole heck of a lot. Undersides of the curls. You don't have to be really specific when you first start out shading hair. Don't worry about, oh, I wonder if there should be light on this particular strand or anything like that. Just work with the basics. That's all you need to do at first. Okay, then we start kicking it up. A little bit higher, smaller brush. Okay, where to start? I need a much smaller brush. So of course I grabbed a bigger one. You just go through with a smaller brush and start picking out strands. We know this is all dark, so it's all just small little flicks. Use the lines of your pencil to tell you where the dips in the hair are. Like that would be a lot darker than this inside part of the curl. This is how you start to bring out chunks. There's another plane. Oh my god, that's loud. I think they're jets today. And again, I'm not being real specific about all of this yet. You don't need to until you get into the smaller brush strokes. It's a really dark spot. It's just bringing out the color into the right areas. In a second, you'll see me get rid of these lines and really start to work in the fine details. But you don't need to start with details. Notice how that you're starting to get some of the form of the curls over on that side. Not on this side yet, because I haven't finished. I'm using my brush strokes to bring the dark down and even into the lighter areas. Don't feel you have to contain it so much, because in the end what we'll do is we'll go back with the lighter colors and drag those down into the darker areas too. And there'll be a nice mesh of colors. This part's boring. Just trying to get all of these colors worked in. See, I'm not being horribly careful about this, and you don't have to be. Not at first. And normally I'd be working with something a lot more cleaned up than this. So we're kind of winging this. Okay, I'm tired of the sketch lines, let's get rid of them and start to work with this. See, big mess. Yeah, that's about right. I want to bring this down a little bit more into the oranges. Okay, so now we start to define. We take our even smaller brush, start dragging it down into the shadows. Should have gotten a much redder color. Let's go back. I went way far into the yellows with this, and I want more of this red in here. Since I'm not paying attention to my lines anymore, I can start to make stuff up. Add some light where I think I need some. I need some more dark colors. Smaller brush. Really disliking this purple, so I'm going to bring some more red into it. That's more like it. You'll see as I'm adding on all these colors, I'm using a smaller and smaller, more defined brush each time. And I'm not sticking to specific color areas. You'll notice like right now I'm dragging some of the darker purples down into the lighted areas, and vice versa. I'm bringing the light into the darker areas. This crossing of the colors is what makes it seem more like hair, because real hair is just little tiny little strands, and they don't all go the same direction. They're all over the place, and when you do it this way, it helps make it more realistic. It brings out the individual strands that would, be at a slightly different angle, and drag it down into the lighted areas. I'm totally making a mess of this. Okay. Let's see. I want some really light highlights. Probably should have brought my brush size down a little. There we go. With the final highlights, you always want to stick really close to the very middle of the most lighted areas. It brings a bit of shine. Okay, let's see. To bring out more of the red in her hair, and to soften up some of these darker areas, I'm going to go back with an airbrush, add a little bit more red. Gotta fix our mistakes. And then on the lighter areas, actually I think I still want a little bit more red. Really bright red. So yeah, that's brightening up the yellow tones. Fuzzing out some of the strands in the darker areas because we don't need to see the definition. Normally I would not say use the airbrush. I hate the airbrush. But if you know how to use it correctly in hair, it can help. I'm going to go back and weaken some of these strands and then I'll fix them. You'll see me softening up some of the harder, more brush stroked areas here. Just getting the main colors correct. And then I'll go back and add more of the detail back in. Let's see. Okay. A bright orangey color. That works. Bringing the highlights back out. Okay, I really dislike that purple over there. I need red. Just redden some of the more purpley bits up. I made the same mistake when I did my key picture. I added way too much purple to the shadows, and it's interesting, but I don't really like it. So we're gonna get rid of it. Bring out the shine a little bit more. Okay, we need some really light highlights. And we're sticking only to the very most lit places. Bring some of these darker places back out. Emphasize the shape of our curls. Oh boy, her hair is a mess. I made one side like way too uniform wavy, but at least you get an idea of the different styles of curls. Let's throw in some background color so you guys can see this, not against the hideous white. What is all that white? Oh, there it is. See, that looks like so much better. Except her face has like no color. There, now you can see it. You get the idea. See, it's easy. You just keep messing with it. Messing with smaller and smaller brushes until eventually you have curls. And this has its issues. I should have brought way more dark into some of these areas. But as you work, you figure these things out. And then, when you want to finish off your hair, don't be afraid to add like little strands here and there that, oops, not like that, that don't match the flow of the rest of your hair. Stuff like this, just, it gives it character. I want that really bright orange color. Give it to me. Sometimes I'll do it with a little pen. It's a little bit harder. Brush. Adding these little strands like this really give hair its character sometimes, but you don't want to overdo it too much. Because otherwise it just looks horrible. Ta-da! Hair, that's the end, because I don't know what else to tell you. Bye! Hey guys, we had a short intermission. I was saving the file and wanted to come back and talk to you guys about spiral curls. Yay, spiral curls! Who doesn't love spiral curls? Spiral curls are like Shirley Temple curls, ringlets, whatever. Curls that twist in tight little bundles. And I wanted to show you guys a really easy way to do it. I put some info on this into my hair tutorial, but I wanted to show you guys the process of really how easy this is. People think it's really difficult, and it's not. First thing you do, ooh, I'm not on a visible layer. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay, we're gonna do this with a pen so you guys can see pretty good. The hair that goes into a spiral curl starts out pretty straight towards the top, like this. This is really, really messy. And it starts to spiral downwards. Note the spiral. Once you got that in, all you have to do is put some little lines in, getting smaller towards the bottom. Okay. Then you go connect, connect, dip in, connect, connect, dip, connect, dip, connect, dip. It's all random. Doesn't matter. Connect, connect, connect. That was a really crappy job. I'm at the wrong angle for this. Connect, 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 dip, connect, dip out, connect, dip, connect, connect. Okay, then you just connect it. Ta-da! Spiral curls! If you want to get really fancy, you add in a few stray pieces here and there. I'll do a really quick paint job of this so you guys can see. Ew, I need something lighter than that. there's nothing big about doing these. It's literally just a mess of connecting lines. And it fools the eye into thinking that you're doing these really intricate, lush curls, but there's nothing to it really. It looks so much more complicated than it actually is. This is my very crap coloring job because I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this since it's just an example. And then of course you add in the highlights. I should have made my lines darker, but I didn't. I'll go back and fix it in just a second. Add in some brighter highlights. Add in some darker darks. This is really crap shading, but that's okay. Because I'm just using a pen tool. And then I'll darken my lines back up so you guys can see. But see, there's like nothing difficult about it. It's just swirls, 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 lots and lots of swirls. Another way is the old pipe method. Where did I leave it? There it is. Here's my pipe, pre-made because I already tried this once and I totally failed. Pretend I didn't say that. And the same thing applies. You start with the top where it goes pretty straight. And then you just have to remember that it crosses. And generally the more strands you add, the better this is gonna look. And this is a really, really lazy way of doing it. But when you get rid of the pipe, ta-da, you have curls. And this is by no means pretty. But it's basically the same thing, this is just the easier way to do it. You just make lots of thick areas, and remember to always... Ugh, I don't want green. I locked it. Taper it. Like that. More hair towards the top. Less hair towards the bottom. It works. That's all it requires. See, it's like super, super easy, and it looks so complicated, and it's not. There's absolutely nothing complicated about spiral curls, as long as you know how to do them. Too many people look at it and they're like, okay, how do I do this? Here's a strand, that strand is gonna go over here, and go this way, and okay, another strand. Oh, how does that one connect? Oh, it goes this way, and you can do it that way, but it's just not gonna be easy to work that way. It takes way more time, and it probably won't turn out looking as good because it just won't. So yeah, this way is the easiest way. Do that. The end.